Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. A new gun control safety measure is on the table on Capitol Hill. The gas-operated semi-automatic firearms exclusion bill is also known as the Go Safe Act, and it aims to curb gun violence by focusing on guns commonly used in mass shootings.
Joining us now is New Mexico Senator Martin Heinrich and Maine Senator Angus King. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it. Senator Heinrich, the Go Safe Act is a measure that aims to curb gun violence, as we just said, and also protect the rights of gun owners. It's a bit of a nuanced approach. Can you break it down for us?
Yeah, we really attempted here to draw a bright line between traditional firearms that get used for hunting, for self-defense, for sporting, and the specific firearms and mechanisms that really drive the extremity of some of these mass shootings.
And Senator King, the bill comes weeks after that deadly mass shooting in your state. First, how is your community doing right now? And did this tragedy have any impact on your decision to introduce this act here?
Well, Senator Heinrich and I have been working on this bill for 3 or 4 years, so the momentum in our offices to get it done was certainly there. But what happened in Lewiston, I think I could say, strengthened my resolve, strengthened my commitment that this was absolutely the right thing to do, because the weapon that that guy used to kill 18 people in a matter of minutes was one of these so-called assault weapons that had 2 high-capacity magazines duct taped together so that he barely had to stop to reload. He just could flip it around and keep shooting. And that's one of the primary aims of this bill, is to limit those high-capacity magazines to try to diminish the lethality. Our goal is very simple: save lives.
Save lives.
Senator Heinrich, the NRA and gun rights organizations have already come out saying that they don't agree with this measure. You are both gun owners yourselves, which I find interesting. How can you balance protecting the rights of gun owners while also also knowing that there are already these guns out on the market? People already own these guns that you guys are trying to ban.
Well, I think there's a special responsibility for those of us who are owners of firearms to engage responsibly in this debate at a time when this is an epidemic. And our legislation would create also a buyback program. You could no longer transfer those weapons outside of the family, but you would be compensated. You could sell them back to the government, and over time, that will reduce the tens of millions of these AR-15s and other assault rifles, the numbers down to a more sustainable level.
But is a buyback program really realistic? Those have not necessarily worked in the past. Do you believe that this is different in some way?
Well, the difference is you would no longer be able to sell your firearm to somebody on the street, somebody in your community, or across the internet. You would have to, if you're going to transfer it outside of the family, you would have to utilize the buyback program.
But I think the important thing to emphasize is that what we're really talking about is the manufacture of these weapons and modifying the way they're manufactured in order to make them safer. We're not taking anybody's guns away, as Senator Heinrich said. It's all voluntary, but it does have a method to gradually reduce the number of weapons that are out on the street, but also to stop the flow of these new high-capacity killing machines into the public sphere. We've had over 600 mass shootings in this country this year. That's 2 a day. And I think at some point the public is going to say, wait a minute, we've got to do something, particularly about these weapons of choice for these mass shootings.
Senator King, the public has been saying it for quite some time. Why are you so optimistic this time around?
Well, I think the time, as I say, the time comes. We passed something 2 years ago after Uvalde, and that was the first major piece of gun legislation in something like 30 years. And I think the pressure's building up. I can tell you that a lot of people I'm hearing from say, you know, this is about time. And it's not restricting safe use, responsible use, passing weapons on to your children, hunting, target shooting. This is really about these high-capacity killing machines, and that's why I think eventually, I don't think it's not going to happen tomorrow for sure, but I think the public is going to demand some action. Unfortunately, as these kinds of tragedies like happened in my state continue happening around the country.
Well, we will be watching. Senators, thank you so much for your time.
Gentlemen,
and
thank you.
Thanks for joining us.